Hello guys, my name is Chelsea Venrick, and the technology that I'm going to be informing you guys about today is Reading Core 5 by Lexia Learning. The kids in two of the classes I work in use this technology to practice and learn reading skills, and I'll dive more into what reading topics this program teaches students. Alright, I'm just going to give a quick overview about what Lexia Core 5 is. So like I've already mentioned, it is a reading program or reading system that teaches kids how to read. It uses explicit systematic literacy instruction, which has been proven that this is the best kind of instruction for children to learn reading skills. It uses a game-based environment, so kids love when it's time to go on Lexia and go on the iPads, and this is one of those apps or websites that they'll go on to do their reading practice. What's really neat is that it's differentiated, it adapts and it individualizes for every single student and their ability level. So every single kid in your class will get their own login, and then with that login they will be able to start up where they left off the day before, and then the program is able to design around that student's likes, interests, and ability levels, which is obviously very important to have in a classroom. I mean, one teacher can't differentiate and individualize instruction for 20 plus students, especially as it pertains to reading. And it's for grade levels pre-K to 5th in terms of content and reading level. Obviously, a student that is in middle school might be at a 5th grade reading level, but Lexia does have other programs that have more mature content for older kids. And then it's accessible on Chromebooks, iPads, tablets, and then browsers or downloadable. Alright, so this is the instructional method and strategy that Lexia uses to teach kids. So it's built around the specific needs of each student, which I kind of addressed before. Each student works at their own pace, so it's kind of student driven. They can go on Lexia and maybe like they work on it for 20 minutes for that center, and so some students may move faster than the others, and that's totally okay. And these are the 6 areas of reading that this program focuses on. It focuses on phonological awareness, phonics, fluency, vocabulary comprehension, and structural analysis. I mentioned this before too, but the program adapts to the student responses and it personalizes the program in real time. And I'm going to show an example of what this looks like later. What I think is also really neat about this program is that it uses both student-driven and teacher-directed learning. So the student goes through the games as well as they can, and then if something were to happen, they're not understanding one of the games, or which really means they're not understanding the questions or the reading, then it is actually explained to them, which will be the teacher-directed portion. And then it scaffolds students when they struggle. I'm going to show a whole example of this, and then it advances up to higher levels as they demonstrate proficiency, obviously, in this game-based kind of like world where they want to keep moving up to different levels. And then celebrate student success, like I have right here. This is a certificate, so every time a student passes a level, they get a certificate that can be emailed to parents or that the teacher can print off and send home with the student. Alright, so this I was talking about this whole importance of first student-driven, and then it's directed learning and the scaffolding. So the initial prompt would ask the student to categorize the following images into 3 categories. We have laptop, fan, and there's 5 images. So if a student were to get it incorrect or mess up, it would first give the scaffold the child to the correct answer, but not give it to them yet. It would say some choices, and then multiple of the categories are removed. So it's just asking the student to categorize top. Like you see, there's 2 pictures that are top and then 1 that is not. If a student were to still not understand the answer, then that's when the direct instruction comes in and the teacher-directed response is initiated. So then it would explain to the student, what is a top? Okay, we have a top of a mountain, and the top can be this. And then after that's explained, the student has a chance to go back to the initial prompt and try the question again. Alright, this is some additional support that Lexia offers. So it's great in multi-tier classrooms, SPED and combo classes, which I work in an STC class, and this works wonderful. We have K through 3rd graders, and then I also work in a kindergarten class, and we use this in there as well. It's great for English language learners, for ELLs. It actually provides audio direction in the student's native language. I believe there's about like 10 different languages that Lexia has a program. Really neat. It also can be used as a reading intervention, and one of the things that I really like about it is it can be practiced outside of the classroom. So if you provide the parents with the student's login, they can work on it at home and do that for homework too. And then for the 6th through 12th grade, which I slightly mentioned, is called Lexia Strategies, which is a whole separate program. All right, so we're going to talk about incorporating it into the classroom. So with the whole one-on-one ratio thing that the classrooms are moving with, trying to get an iPad or a tablet or a Chromebook in every student's hand, this is great because it's accessible across the board on PC and Macs. And it's downloadable or can access it online. So a kid doesn't necessarily be connected to Wi-Fi in order to work on Lexia. And this works wonderful in ELA rotations, where students, can have a center to work on this. Obviously, this is a individual program. It doesn't allow for a lot of peer collaboration, so this works great when it's combined with, teacher instruction, peer collaboration, and then the individual work portion. And then one thing that's important to know is although students work individually online, they never have access to other users. This isn't some kind of social media site. Alright, so I just want to show, I'm going to show two examples of what Lexia looks like. So this you can see it's game-based, so we have prefix meanings, sight words, passage fluency, simple analogies, and passage comprehension. So this student's sight words are at level 6, but his passage fluency is only at level 3. And then he gets to move up each level and then unlock a game. And then, so he would basically, this is level 14, so once he completed all these multiple times successfully, then he would move on to the next level. And this is just another image to show the whole game-based environment. It's fun. This one's organized as a student filling up the rings, and this student's on level 18. So this one's kind of neat too. But you can see it's very vivid in the images, and material is very neat. All right, and then next slide, I want to talk about the teacher benefits. So teachers are sent customized reports for each student's progress, strengths, and weaknesses. Teachers can easily see where certain students or the whole class needs more direct instruction. So if, multiple students are constantly need more work with fluency, then the teacher can plan a lesson around that. There's no test required for assessment, so the teacher doesn't have to make students do paper tests in order to know where they are, or even verbal tests. She's getting sent that data from the Lexia website. And then the ongoing feedback, which is wonderful to target those specific skills. And then, like I mentioned before, after levels are mastered, students receive printable success certificates that teachers can send home or email to parents. And then there's actually also offline activities that correspond with Lexia activities that the teacher can also purchase, or the school. Alright, so why is this an important technology to have in the classroom? I love the idea that it's easily accessible from school, home, and on the go. So kids can work on this on the way home from school in the car, on the way to their game practices, any of that stuff, or of course at home and at school. I also love that it's individualized so that each student receives the perfect amount of scaffolding, direct instruction, and self-driven work. We don't have, it's not too much direct instruction, it's just the right amount of self-driven so students don't get frustrated, and it's the right amount of kind of pushing them along the way and scaffolding them to the right answer. And I also love because it's not like each student is going to get all the same amount of scaffolding. It's going to be individualized, so every single student receives exactly what they need. And then it's wonderful that teachers can see where students need to improve and where they are excelling through charts and data sheets, which is so valuable. And then parents can be more involved in students' reading, but students can also do by themselves. So parents can be involved in the success certificates, and then they can also ask their children, oh, go ahead and work on Lexia for 20 minutes, and then you could play other games on the computer. And then it partners well with peer collaboration and whole group instruction, like I said before. And it's designed to be fun and engaging games for students. All the kids I've always worked with love when they get to go on Lexia. It's one of their first options for ELA rotations. And then here's my reference page. I've got everything from the actual Lexia website and then also a few Lexia reviews. Thank you.